Hi Pisces, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Pisces, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your key to the week this week is the Chariot card. Now the Chariot card is a great card because yes, it can represent victory and success and all of those wonderful things. However, sometimes this card basically tells us buckle up because life is about to get a little bit rocky. And the reason I say this is because this is a very fast card. It's not one that is known for patience or for waiting or stillness. So this is likely to be a week where things get very busy, where there's likely to be a lot of very fast developments that you are going to have to adjust to, with or at very quickly. All right, so this is one of those weeks where you're going to have to stay on your feet, my dear fishies, because it's not going to be one of those weeks that's like, oh, you know, we could just bob along on the surface. You're going to have to show up for yourself in possibly ways that you haven't anticipated as yet. That being said, with this card, it's very often about conquering an aspect of ourselves. So this week you could be discovering or be forced to discover some new sense of bravery within yourself. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your actions and options, you've got the King of Swords. So an air sign male, Aquarius, Gemini or Libra could feature for you this week. This could also be, for some of you, this might be paperwork, documentation that you're having to look over. Because it's the actions and options, this is what you do. So this could literally be you looking over some sort of paperwork, a contract of some kind. It could also be that you're getting or seeking legal advice, which is possible. Another way that this might show up for you as well is when it comes to your career, there might be a really fast development that shows up for you in this space where you're just kind of having to go, okay, this is happening, I'm going to roll with the punches. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Page of Wands. I love this card because it's very creative, and when it comes to work, this card usually gives us a boost. So for those of you that, so in terms of communications anyway, this is a really good week to start putting pen to paper on what your plans are going to be, but it has to come from a space in you that is focused on getting the most and the best out of yourself. So this is a week to push yourself, but it's also a week to be adaptable. You are the original mutable sign, as far as I'm concerned anyway, because Pisces is mutable water. So mutable as a mode of energy is changeable and flowing and adaptive. And water itself is all of those things. So you've got like a double hit of that flowy, go with the flow energy. You're going to need that this week. When it comes to those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, once you figure out your direction with something this week, it will practically, whether this is an essay, whether it's an artistic or a creative work, it will practically write or create itself. This is a week to get lost in the source of creativity, okay? So whatever that means to you. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, there are a lot of developments here. I do feel like this week you're probably going to be called upon for your input in some way. So if there are changes or new things that are about to be implemented in your work, you might end up being more strategically involved in this than you thought you would. It could also be a time where you're called upon in a more official capacity, but it's going to require a lot of action. You are going to have to be quite present for this. When it comes to those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, or even, you know, people that are like freelancers and stuff come under this banner. This week, if you don't have a website, what are you doing? If your business needs its website revamped, zhuzhed up, made better than it is, if you need to rewrite a marketing campaign or anything like that, what are you doing? Get to it. This is a week where you got the Chariot card. You got to be on it. You got to be going for it this week. There's no holding back. When it comes to those of you that are retired and no longer working, honestly, the message that I get from this combination of cards is that you're really, it's like, you know when they say heavy is the head that wears the crown? This week you could be really puzzled over what your next step is, because you're looking at how it's going to affect those in your life. So it's like whatever you're doing, there's a thought here of, okay, well, this is what I want to do, but how is this going to impact everybody else that I am connected to in some way? And it looks like it could be something that, you know, certainly to the outside perspective anyway, might feel or appear a little bit extreme. That's not your stuff. For the love and relations, you've got the Strength card. So the Page of Wands coupled with the Strength card speaks to Leo season. Whatever's happening with you and a partner this week, you're going to be revisiting it as we come into next week, the week after, right the way through to the end of August. So this is a really good week to pay attention to what's happening in the relationship with your significant other. This may also be as well with the Strength card that you're having to find the courage to tell a partner that you want something to shift or something to change. So yeah, that'll be interesting. When it comes to those of you that are single, yeah, with the Chariot card there, I mean, that's really nice, because this suggests that this week you could maybe pair yourself up with somebody, or at least have interest from somebody that is very different to you, somebody that excites your bones, somebody that inspires more courage in you. So this could be somebody that makes you a little bit more outspoken, helps you come out of your shell. It could be that sparks fly because opposites attract. Nice, really nice. And then for your money and materials, you've got the Five of Pentacles. So it looks, I don't feel like this is a loss of money this week. I actually feel like it's just there's a lot of expenses. So you might find this week that, you know, with all the plans and stuff and everything that's going forward, it's like, oh, okay, feeling this week in the wallet. So your expenses is something that you might need to keep an eye on. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your neck, your throat, and your voice specifically. Isn't it interesting as well that there's something here about, you know, and especially if you're a creator, where your voice is important, you really want to be very careful this week as well. And then for your home and environment, there's something here that's not going ahead the way that it should, or for a select few of you, I wonder if you're getting really drastic and deciding to make like a sideways move, but really, really quickly. It's like this is going to be a really fast development that just comes up that maybe you think, you know what, I'm going in this direction and come what may. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.